Okay, so the question that everybody wants to know is, how long have you been dating Jordin Sparks?
Well, here's what I have to say about that. I like her. I really like Jordin Sparks. She's an amazing human being. Um, she is someone that a lot of people can look up to, someone real that a lot of people can look up to. And I enjoy my time spending with her. You know, I met her and we became friends like that. And literally talked to each other every day. And just about on everything, about religion, about politics, about life, about music, everything. And she is a, you remember when Michael Jordan first came to the Bulls?
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody knew that he was dope. Everybody knew that he can score all the points and all this, but he had nothing to show for it. And so it was like he just on the court, like trying to score all them points, but they were like, okay, where your rings at? No playoffs, nothing. So what they did was bring in the person that's known for bringing out the best in players, which was Phil Jackson. And they surrounded a team around him. And then the rest is history. Jordin is somebody, you know, and we can switch roles. Jordin is somebody who I would call like my Pippin. Like, when I'm in trouble, I dish it off. She makes a great freaking teammate, and it's all about building a strong team. You have to have a strong team in music. If you don't, then your roof will crumble. Jordin is somebody who I would consider to be a marquee player on my team, and I enjoy playing the game with her and dishing off, and because I won't be able to get to the championship without her. She's part of the team. My friends, they are part of the team. Music is a part of the team. It's all about building a strong foundation to progress in life, you know, for your souls to progress. So that's what I have to say about that. And yes, we had our Pinkberry date, and it was good. And she cheated on Pinkberry and went and got Cantaloupe, which is another frozen yogurt spot. She probably gonna be mad that I blew up her spot. But yes, world, she cheated on Pinkberry, and I influenced her. I'm sorry.
Everyone is talking about this Pinkberry, and you know, I've never heard of it at all. I need to see if it's on the East Coast.
Yeah, Pinkberry is really not all that. They flavors get old after a while.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know you said that Jordin she's a part of your team. So her being part of your team, does that mean there can be no relationship at all?
Say that again?
You saying that Jordin is a part of your team, does that mean there is no relationship at all between you two as far as like romantic?
No, it's definitely possible.
Okay. So do you I know you're saying that you're married to music, but would you consider divorcing music to marry Jordin?
I'm married to music. So right now, I'm married to music.
And
she's definitely somebody that is wife material. I can tell you that right now. Just the whole structure and foundation and the way she was raised and her family and everything.
Okay. Now, you and Jordin Sparks, you know, you guys went out for Halloween, and, you know, she was dressed as Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz, and you were dressed up...
She was dressed as Killer Dorothy.
Oh, excuse me, Killer Dorothy.
Yeah.
I cannot see her being a killer, but, you know, you were dressed up Beyonce-like for Halloween. And, you know, various blog sites talked about it, and a lot of them were calling you gay. What is your response to the negative postings about you?
Well, here's my thing. I was filming a movie, and we were shooting in Vegas, and I decided that I wanted to be a Greek god, and I needed some leaves. All I was gonna wear was leaves on my private spot and leaves on my head, and I got caught up in traffic. I didn't have enough time to get the outfit that I wanted. So I was like, I literally had 45 minutes to get ready for the Heidi Klum party. I was like, what can I do that can make a bigger impact? Because I always have to beat. I always have to beat what I did last year. That can make a bigger impact than the baby outfit that I had, which was on every block. I was like, what can I do? What can I do? And I literally had no time. I was like, I can dress up as a girl. I already know what's going to happen, which I don't care. Because I grew up not caring what people thought about me. I always did me regardless. And besides, when you have a brother like D. Ray Davis, like, you hear everything growing up anyway, so none of that stuff is, it's like mosquito bites, but I got like mad repellent and like 30 jackets on. So the thing about it is, like, I dressed up as a woman. Jordin did my makeup, and I went out. Now, what I said before I went out, I said, I want to make it on every single blog, and I want it to cross over to the pop culture blogs. And that's exactly what happened. I win. They're still talking, and then, you know, they'll forget about it in a week. And here's my thing. I am 100% a straight male. I do not have a problem with gays at all. I don't look at it as gay, straight, bisexual, anything. I look at people as people. I love humans, you know. And the thing about it is, which is what I always try to reiterate, is when people try to degrade somebody by saying, oh, he's gay, they say that as in if it was a poisonous word, you know, and they sound so freaking ignorant. And I try to defend, because I come from a place where I was bullied and talked about, so I always try to defend people who don't have the mouth and the voice and the reason to defend themselves. So that's why sometimes I may go off. When people call me gay, I don't really care, because I'm a very secure man. So I can do things that most men do. Like, oh my God, why is he doing that? I'm like, at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, why are you so uptight? Like, why? Why does it make your spirit uneasy that I dress as a woman? Is there something that you're trying to hide? You know? And 9 times out of 10, the ones that try to be all extra hard and always have women around them and always talk about sex, they're trying to hide for something. I don't have to do that. I'm a very secure man, and I dress up as a woman for Halloween, where you're supposed to dress up. And it's pretty much as simple as that. So for the people that are saying all the negative comments, you need to really look inside your soul and then check yourself. Because calling a man or a woman gay, that shouldn't be a negative thing. And people who think like that, they really have to do some soul searching, because it's like saying that that's wrong. But then when you look in your life, maybe you're married, and you're thinking about doing things with someone else's spouse, which is, according to the Bible, just as bad as doing it in the physical. And if you really want to get technical about it, if we went by the Old Testament, all of us are going to hell, regardless if you're gay, straight, if you're a Mormon, if you're the Pope. Everybody sins every single day unless you're a robot. So I say that to say this: if you really want to get technical, we all going to hell. So let's just live our lives, you know. And so I just want to make it to where people really think about what they're saying when they say it. Oh my God, he's gay. Okay. What is the table uncle's return. Oh my God, he's straight. Like, it doesn't make you any better because you're straight or you're gay. That's one of the main reasons why I shot the No Hate campaign, is because gay people are still people. Like, their mom suffered 9 months, just like my mom, with us inside the womb. Bleed the same blood. We all bleed the same blood. So it's just humans. It's humans. Everybody's always talking about segregation, and I can't believe there's still racism. But inside of our humanity, you still have people that are putting, and this is inside our own community as well, you're still putting stigmatism on all of these other different things, which is still a form of racism. So he's gay, she's bisexual, she's light-skinned, he's dark-skinned. That's a form of racism when you categorize people like that. Why can't we just be humans? And do you know how powerful we would be as a human, and then as a progressive, in a positive way human, if we could actually work together? Like, if you, even on the front line, in our army, like, you can't, a gay man, because he's gay, he can't fight for our country? Do you know how ignorant that sounds? That sounds so freaking ignorant. Like, if you have somebody to come together for a common cause, and y'all really want the same goal, why would you want to stop that person because of how they are? It doesn't make sense. And just this whole thing, it really gets me riled up. I'm a very passionate person about life. I love people. I love learning about people, but it gets me so upset when I think about that. And the more time that goes by, you would think that we would get it, but we as a whole, we still don't get it.
You are really preaching this afternoon. Wow.
Man, this is how I feel. Like, this is what I do. Like, I really love this. I really love music, and I really love life. I'm high off life. Never did drugs. Never had a sip of alcohol in my life. I just love people, and I'm inspired by every day that goes by and things that I see, the good and the bad, and I combine them together. And we as a people, we should have some type of, we have to build a stronger foundation. Whether it's gay, straight, we working together, but we have to come together. And the things I want to say to the gays is, y'all got to stop being so sensitive. You have to. There's a lot of gays that are so incredibly sensitive, and then you come down, but then you want people to like support you. We have to work together. There has to be a happy medium, and we work together and build a strong foundation. If you do not have a strong foundation, your house will crumble. You can't start from the rooftop and build down. You have to have that foundation. We have to build a foundation to withstand tornadoes, tsunamis, hurricanes. It's possible, but we really have to think from our hearts and souls. There's too many people that are thinking about what everybody else says. Screw what everybody else says. Follow your heart and soul. Your soul never lies.
Wow. So where do you get all this strength from?
I've seen a lot growing up, whether it's witnessing my father, seeing my father murdered in front of my face, being at a club next to one of my best friends, and then a blood comes out of nowhere and then takes a shotgun and shoots him three times right next to me. Going to juvenile for 6.5 months when I was little, when I was actually really bad, for like breaking into cars and stealing whatever was valuable, to being in my household when my mom did whatever she had, whatever she could do, in order to put food on the table. You know, it may or may not have been right in other people's eyes, but she did what she had to do to make sure me and my brother had food on the table, so I cannot take that away from her. So it was just a lot of stuff growing up that I've seen, and you know, our lights going out every month, and us having candles, and not understanding and thinking my other friends were like that as well. You know, it was a lot of stuff that I've seen growing up that helped mold the man that I am right now. So it's like I now know that I was put on this earth to communicate that with other people so they can see that at the end of the day, no matter what your past is, you still have a choice. You still have a choice to make. So I don't want to hear I don't want to hear those lame ass excuses. Oh, my dad did this, my mom did this, oh, this happened to me when I was young. The same stuff happened to me, but I chose the key word, the marquee word. I chose to do something with my life. So it's like you have which road. You can make a left, you can make a right, you can run off the cliff, or you can stop at the cliff and stay there for the rest of your life. What choice you gonna make? But don't use your past as an excuse to be sour and to be down for the rest of your life. You still have a whole life to live, and don't live your life based off of what other people think. Because you got 15, 20 people pulling at you, telling you need to do this, you need to do that. This is by the book. You need to do this. You need to do that. But eventually, you become soulless because you're living out everybody else's lives, and you listen to everybody else. But what's true to you, which is your heart.
Wow, again, you like really like. It feel like you're talking, not just talking to me, but. Wow, I can't. I'm speechless right now. I was not really expecting this, but I think this is also something that I needed to hear today, and I really want to say thank you so much for preaching that. Also, I have to ask you about. You just wrapped up a film. What was the film called, and what's the movie about?
The film is called Feel, Feel. And the director is Brett Leonard. He did Virtuosity with Russell Crowe and Denzel Washington. He did Lawnmower Man and a slew of other movies. It's a feature film called Feel, and I have a lead role. I play the love interest of the lead actress, which is a singer on Hollywood Records named Marie Digby. She has a huge online following. She's like number 13 on YouTube. And what they wanted to do was infuse her album with a movie. So it's like a movie/musical. Okay. And say that again?
No, I was saying okay. Like, go ahead.
Yeah, and so I play the love interest, and I'm a DJ/producer, so you see elements of me actually DJing at two parties. One of them was a house in the hills, and then one of them was on the top of Mandalay Bay in Vegas, and then in the studio producing music, which there's one scene where I'm in my own home studio. I have my shirt off, and I'm just in my comfort zone. You know, there's a couple of shirtless scenes, one on the beach, and there's a couple of kissing scenes. And this is actually a pretty big role for me because it showcases different elements of my personality. And I've done lots of YouTubes where I did that, but I never did that on a personal level. So it was kind of weird. But it took for Brett, an amazing director, to come up to me. He was like, man, I gave Russell Crowe his first movie, and there's a lot of people that didn't believe in him, and I believed in him. He was like the same type of magic that Russell and Denzel had. He was like, you have that same thing naturally, and you are going to be literally one of the stars. Like, you're are going to shine in this movie and people are going to fall in love with your character. He was like, just be yourself. And just hearing somebody that has sold millions of movies and had box office hits, to tell me something like that, it was very enlightening. And so that gave me even more confidence. So as the movie progressed and, you know, the lines and all these things, I started progressing and people took notice of that. And then the somebody from Hollywood Records, which is backed by Disney, called me, Alison Hamamera. She's the head A&R over there. She was like, I saw a 90-second clip of the footage, and she called me. She's like, I just want to tell you, you did a freaking awesome job. I'm so glad you're a part of the project. I was like, wow. And Alison is one of those ladies that will tell you, if you come out and you think you're really good with your outfit, you're like, oh, look at this outfit. You're like, what do you think? I hate it. She's one of those type of people. And for her to call me and tell me that, I was like, wow, that's big. And like my inside smiled. I was smiling with all my teeth. And yes, I said teeth, T-E-E-F. I was smiling with all my teeth. And I was just like, wow, this is, I'm really excited. So that movie is like a classic love story infused with like musical elements. And, you know, since she has such a strong following on the internet, the movie is going to be serviced to the internet. But what I heard that it might go like extremely mainstream as well. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be serviced to the internet in 30 segments. And call them frags, and the first frag will be released at the end of November.
Oh, so this is, I'm about to say right around the corner. This is actually in a couple of weeks. And how long did it take to do this?
I was shooting for about a month and a half.
So what was, okay, wait a minute, wow. What was the best thing that you learned about yourself doing this movie that you didn't know?
That I could actually do something that I didn't think was going to happen. Like I thought it would happen somewhere along the line, but all it did was, you know, it gave me another weapon to add to my ammunition belt, to just be like, yeah, and I can do this too. So it's just one of those things that, you know, I am a recording artist, but it's bigger than just the music. It's more about the brand. And I always try to tell people, I said, if you do not have a natural connection to who the customers are, which is us as a people who want to listen to the music, if you do not have a natural person-to-person connection, your music will have absolutely no legs. It will stop at just a hot song, you know. And I try to use this as an example. I love Janet Jackson. I love Erykah Badu. Erykah Badu, no promotion, like literally no promotion, single, okay. Janet Jackson, single, dope, $500 gazillion dollars promotion. They come out and sell the same amount of records. It's the person-to-person connection. Erykah Badu's, like, her fans are die hard, and it's more than just the music. It's a lifestyle, it's a way of living, it's a brand. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, and that's why I do YouTube. People are like, oh, you got a lot of time on your hands. I'm like, you understand? I'm actually doing this to show y'all the type of person that I am. And people come up to me, they're like, man, I don't even really listen to your kind of music, but I just like you. You're like cool people, like we would hang out. And for that, I'm going to support you. You know, that's big. That's really big. So my thing is, I do the YouTubes, MySpace, I'll do YouTube, but I don't have nothing to do with music. Me making eggs, me playing my little cousin Matthew, smacking gum, him doing stanky leg. Like, it's just, I want to invite people into the world and see the person, Steph Jones. You know, because this ain't fake. I don't make music to make money. The money is coming, you know. I realize and I know and I'm confident enough to say that I'm an extremely talented individual. And I know the money is coming, but I make music for the love of making music, for the art of making music. And I love life, and I want people to enjoy it, because a lot of people won't ever get to see this. So I want them to enjoy it with me. So that's why I videotape everything. And I'm like, y'all, come on, here's my world. Y'all, come have fun.
Okay, so now this is my last part, and these are a couple YouTube questions from the subscribers. And this one comes from Nikki the Best 812. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I will definitely have put out an album, and I will definitely, and it will be a successful album. A successful album to me is touching lives. It's not about record sales and making all these money, because I'm more into making a difference in people's lives and them having something of substance in their lives. That's a successful album. To me, may not be to like Billboard or Top 40 or Grammys or something like that, but it's honestly, it's bigger than that to me. Music is one of the greatest teachers that you will ever have in your life. And if we don't have music, imagine right now, everybody watching this YouTube, all the ears listening to this YouTube, imagine right now if there was no such thing as music. Oh my goodness. It is such a mind-boggling thought. There would be no such thing. One, there would be no such thing as time. There would be such thing as a clock. Because everything, music, it has to do with rhythm and melodies. So people would be walking into one another, and it's just like nobody would talk in rhythm. There would be no fluctuation in voices, different tones. What is yelling? What is whisper? What is soft? What is tone? All of that is because of the foundation of music. So my thing is we are losing the soul in music, because I think a lot of people are doing music for other reasons other than from their heart and soul. It's a lot about the money right now. Mm-hmm. So as long as I'm living, I will put my soul and I will put my heart through thoughts and melody and release it to the people, so that my kids will actually have somebody that they can be like, yeah, that's my oldies but goodies. And I'm not going to name any names, but some of these artists right now, can you imagine your kids saying, you know, some of these rap artists and some of these singing artists, oh, this is oldies but goodies. Mm-hmm. Hell nah. Hell to the no. Not if I had something to do with it.
Okay. The next question is from True R&B. How do songwriters like him get his songs in the ears of labels and sung by artists like you?
Everything is a lot of things in this industry is about relationships. Mm-hmm. And since I'm a people person, when I go to clubs, I get business cards, and that night I don't just let business cards sit. Get the business card. Yo, I met you. I was wearing a red shirt. Here's my stuff. I make sure I follow up on the business cards and everything. But a lot of things about relationship. You kind of have to just work your way in, and it's about timing as well. So, but the most important thing is you have to be where the action is, or else it's going to be 9 times as hard. Meaning, if you're in Ohio and all the action is in LA, New York, Miami, or Atlanta, then you need to do what you got to do to get yourself there and around those people. Me, I'm not a shy person, so I'll walk up to somebody and be like, yo, I want to work with you. And I'm actually dope. And, you know, and if they don't believe me and it falls on deaf ears, it always comes back around because all their friends are fans of mine and be like, yo, you know how to do Steph Jones? So it always comes back around. So that's why sometimes, you know, some of these bloggers that didn't support the live tape, some of the people that I reached out to that sent the live tape that didn't even bother responding to me, it always comes back around. So I mean, you know, it ruffled my feathers a little bit, but I'm cool on it because it's gonna come back around. Nobody stays on top forever, and trust me, I'm rising. And you know, eventually, I'm gonna get that call to where somebody's gonna need my help, and I'll be like, remember when you didn't want to help me? yeah, payback the mother sucker. So it always comes back around. You just have to be ready when that door opens. And when that door opens, you walk through that bad boy, walk into the fire with gasoline draws on, submerge yourself, and you go in.
And this last question is from For Biden. Would you consider yourself a male Solange as far as being eccentric and coloring outside the lines as a male artist?
Well, I consider myself a male Steph Jones. I don't compare myself to another female. Like Solange is Solange, Steph Jones is Steph Jones. And me, I don't see lines. When people say, oh, I love you how you think outside the box, I'm like, what box? I've been this way since I was a little kid. I've been called an alien. I've been called a weirdo. That's where the Mosi alien came from, because I'm from Missouri City, Texas, and I was just a very strange little kid, according to everyone else. Mm-hmm. I've been this way. The baseball socks, and the long socks, and the weird colors that don't make sense on anybody else but me. Like, I've been this way. This is not something I came into. I didn't get a record deal, and all of a sudden now and I'm not saying this to Solange because I don't know her. I'm just saying for other people, I didn't just become an alien. I've always been like that. And anybody who knows me and knows how I grew up, they all know it was like that was a weird kid. You know, I didn't, you know, now there's a lot of people talking about alien this and alien that and Martian and all this stuff. Like, they're just now saying that after like 2 years, 3 years. Like, this is actually my life. This is how I grew up.
Okay, well, Steph, I want to say thank you so much for giving me this interview. And I also want to say thank you to Jared, because if it wasn't for him talking about me to you, this never would have happened. So thank you so much for doing this interview with me.
Yes, and thank you for having me on the show. Everybody that's listening, please go download the mixtape. There will be something that you like. I'm telling you this, haters that hate everything have complimented me. Not everybody is the same. Nobody is perfect. Not everybody, I don't expect everybody to like my music, but there's lots of different genres on the music. I don't want to say I can guarantee, but the step right before I can guarantee, you will be able to appreciate at least something on the live tape. So please download it. It's free. Like somebody is giving you free. It's like free cheese and Ralph. You see all those people line up. This is a free, really, 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 really good put together live tape that should be an album. But I care about y'all so much that I wanted to give that to y'all now because it's like state of emergency right now in the music industry. So here, have that. Here, this should hold you over. I got the first aid kit. Here you go.
All right, Steph, thank you so much.
Thank you as well.
All right.